Facebook is sexy. It's the thing that everyone wants to do. Pay per click, let's go market, let's go do this, we're gonna get brand new patients. The problem is, Facebook advertising doesn't just work like, okay, let's boost a post. Let's just go put some money into Facebook advertising. It doesn't work like that. You've got to have a few things in place before you even consider Facebook advertising. So if you do not have back-end systems, you shouldn't market on Facebook. You shouldn't do pay-per-click. You shouldn't market on Google. You shouldn't get pay for an ad in the paper. You shouldn't, pay to sponsor something. You've got to have back-end systems. What's a back-end system? Well, you can't just show up somewhere and say, hey, we're great. You got to know, who are you talking to? Who's your perfect patient? Who are you talking to? What do they need? Then, okay, we have to have a way to track the advertising. Like, is this actually working? We have to have a great call to action. You have to have a great message that matches, and you have to have a great offer. If you don't have those, don't do Facebook marketing. So kind of what that looks like is you've got to have an email system, something like ActiveCampaign, where you capture people's emails and phone numbers so you can contact them. You have to have a follow-up email. You have to have, a reason for people to give you their email. You have to have a strategy. Okay, so once they give me the email, now what? What am I going to do next? Am I going to call them on the phone? Am I going to send them something? Do I just ask to book an appointment? Asking to book an appointment on your Facebook page or in your advertising is just like, you don't ask people, hey, book an appointment here. You've got to think about what's in it for the patient, what's on their journey. So there's so many other things that we need to put into place before Facebook advertising. So if you're asking about how do I advertise on Facebook, before you ask, I'll tell you how to advertise on Facebook, but it's not going to work unless you have a follow-up system in place. You know who you're talking to. Let's put it in order. You know who you're talking to. You know the message. You have an offer. You have a great call to action, and you have a follow-up system in place. That's 5 things. You need to have all those first, and you need to test that they work for free before you go pay. Then once you're ready to go pay, you have to have a way to split test your ads and split test the landing page and even split test your emails. You got to have a way to do all those things before you go spend $5 on Facebook advertising, because the minimum investment to do Facebook advertising is $5 a day. 5 times 30 is 160 something. Was it $150 a month, right? Don't go spend that money until you have the back-end systems and the follow-up system and the call to action that is going to be compelling, that's going to want people to do it. So if you guys don't have those systems, then just be cautious of jumping into a Facebook marketing thing or boosting posts or saying about Facebook ads, because they're not going to be as effective. You're going to spend a lot of money or waste money. So what you need all those things first. Then to do Facebook ads, you need to have an audience. So are you collecting, do you have a Facebook pixel on your website right now? If you're like, what is that? Don't do Facebook ads. You need to have a Facebook pixel on your website. You need to have an email list. If you don't have an email list of your current patients, or a way to track people that visit your website, or you're not offering anything free on your website where you're collecting emails, don't do Facebook ads. Because one of the best ways to advertise is to people who are already interested in you, who are already warm. This is kind of turning into a don't do, because I've seen 3 or 4 posts and I've talked to people. It's like, well, I did a consulting call with a person about a month ago. It was like, I want to do Facebook ads. I'm like, do you have these other things? No. Okay, well, let's get those set up. Well, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, well, let's go waste your money. If you don't, it's not good enough to just build awareness like Coca-Cola does. It's not that you shouldn't pay for advertising. You should do it the right way, and I hope that you guys do it the right way. I don't want to see you guys go down the same thing I did. I was like, well, I got to put my ad and spend money on creating an ad, placing it somewhere, and I didn't have a good call to action. I wasn't speaking to the right person. It wasn't doing a lot of the right things, and I wasted thousands of dollars. So I don't want to see you do the same thing. However, when you do have those things, you know who you're going to talk to, you have the message, you have a call to action or offer that's compelling, that works, like it converts for free on your website or for free on your Facebook page, or when you publish it on your page and people want it and people sign up for it, then that's a great thing to take and say, okay, let's create a Facebook ad and create an image and create a thank you page, and all these other things that you need to do that. Then we can do Facebook ads. Sound good? All the systems are like your core. We've got to have a great solid core that works, especially when you breathe and you squat and you jump and you row and you lift. So think about it like that. I hope that's a good analogy.